Hello everyone and welcome to our Week 7 battle of the APA Evolution League. Now, the New York Empoleon are off to an incredibly good start. One of the best starts I've ever had at 5-1. So, let's try to keep this train rolling, but this week you're going to see me bring something a little different. So the way that it usually goes, so you guys are aware, is that I come up with the zaniest sets that I can think of, try to think outside the box, bring those to a mock against somebody in my front office, and then they pull me back, tell me what to change, how to make it a little bit more sensical. I kind of see where my pitfalls are, and we go from there. This time, I didn't really get those mocks in this week, so the team that you're seeing is the zany original sets that I come up with before they get refined. So these are very unrefined sets, but I'm actually kind of excited for them because they're just absurd. So anyway, my opponent this week is the Choice Specs, the coach of the Orlando Magikarps. If you've never seen him, go check him out. We actually faced him in the TTM All-Star Summer Bracket thing way back when. And that was super fun. That was the Surge thing that was like not, like low tier mons and stuff. So this time, obviously not just low tier mons, but very excited to play him again. Haven't had the chance to play him since then. His team is Mega Charizard X, Alolan Ninetales, Empoleon, Kinkeldurr, Galvantula, Tyranitar, Blacephalon, Snorlax, Donphan, Whirlipede, and Emolga, with Blacephalon and Donphan being his two possible Z users. And right off the bat, I noticed that he has a base 107, base 108, base 109 mons, as well as base 103 if you count Emolga in there. Whirlipede gets speed boost, but is base 47, so it really needs 2 in order to outspeed anything. And he does have a pretty significant speed gap between 61 and 100. So I have this weird situation where my mons can kind of run some weird sets, and that leads to some of the stuff you're going to see in a minute. So anyway, right now off the bat, you're going to see that I am leading, my first mon is going to be a no speed investment Hawlucha with the Power Herb Sky Attack, Adamant Nature, no speed investment at +2 when it gets to Unburden off with the Power Herb, outspeeds his entire team, even if they're scarfed. So I was like, okay, so I'm not going to bother with that. Let me just run a bunch of HP investment in order to take some hits. And Power Herb Sky Attack can kill anything, pretty much. That's not anything on his team, but as long as Veil isn't up, and it's not an Empoleon or a Tyranitar, it's not going to appreciate it. And Empoleon and Tyranitar don't want to take a Sky Attack into a Drain Punch, so that works for me. Possibly the Electric Seed is better for this Hawlucha, but I didn't want it to be reliant on the Koko, because you're going to see this Koko is going to be a little bit zany as well. So that's going to be the Hawlucha set this week. Mostly just that Sky Attack as big tech right there. We're going to Scarf Ditto, HP, Rock, just for his Alolan Ninetales if something might switch in, or his Mega Charizard that might switch into his Alolan Ninetales. He also has a whole bunch of rock weaknesses, so that's what I decided to run this week. Nothing too crazy there, nothing to write home about. We do have an Akaberry, Defog, Scizor, which is U-turn, Bullet Punch, and Knockoff as well. Adamant Nature, just a little bit of speed in case he tries to speed creep me with something like the Empoleon or the Tyranitar. I'm going to run just that little bit of speed to outspeed them, but not a lot, and then otherwise just a lot of special defense, so that this thing can take hits from the Alolan Ninetales. Specifically an HP Fire with the Akaberry isn't going to be able to kill me, so I can kill that with a Bullet Punch, as well as just U-turn and Knockoff being good utility to have. And this Scizor, again, fairly standard. I was expecting some of these sets to be crazier, but some of them are a little bit more standard. Next up, we have Vaporeon with Wish, Scald, Roar, and Toxic. It's going to be a physically defensive Vaporeon, not too surprising. This thing can stop the Charizard from setup sweeping and the Snorlax from setup sweeping, which are two things that I think are definitely going to exist in this matchup. Now, one thing to consider is if he does start Dragon Dancing with Charizard, I'd prefer if I could get off a Toxic and then switch in my Ditto as the Vaporeon potentially dies, mostly because then Ditto can just use his Mega Charizard. I mean, Flare Blitz at +2, if he doesn't have Tyranitar healthy, is going to just kind of rampage through his team, so that's pretty great. And Ditto can just do a lot of damage and then move on from there. Obviously, Mega Charizard itself isn't going to be weak to the Flare Blitz, but if I can wear that down with the Toxic, that would actually really help my Ditto as well. So that Vaporeon is going to be Roar this week, mostly again for that Snorlax. The Whirlipede obviously can become an issue, and roaring around his mons can help me out a lot. Next up, we have a Scarf, Stealth Rock, Nidoqueen with Stealth Rock, Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Sludge Wave. Modest nature, enough speed so that I am going to be able to outpace a... Let's see, what was I trying to outpace here? I don't even remember. What am I... Okay. Enough speed so that I'm outspeeding Alolan Ninetales after with the Scarf, so even a timid max speed Alolan Ninetales doesn't outspeed me. So that's why I decided to go with that. And then the coverage moves are pretty self-explanatory when you look at his team. Those just hit pretty much everything super effectively somewhere along the line. And the last mon is going to be a physical Koko with Flying EMZ mirror move so that I can get that +2 attack and go from there. It's going to be adamant natured with enough speed to outspeed the Ninetales as well, and otherwise just put the EVs where they fell. And we are going to see if this goes well. I do think this actually has a chance to just sweep his team if I can get set up early enough in the game. The only thing stopping me is sort of the Donphan. But otherwise, nothing really wants to take a Brave Bird from this or a Wild Charge, like one of those two coverage moves. And Iron Head can kill the Alolan Ninetales through Veil. So that's why I decided to go with that, as well as the Tyranitar does not appreciate an Iron Head either, especially if I can get myself to +2. So yeah, that's going to be the team this week. I wish that I had had more time to prepare and refine it, but we're going to see if I can go in with something not quite a 15-minute build, but like not much more than that, to be perfectly honest. And we're going to see how this goes. I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you guys stick around for that battle tomorrow and are enjoying this season, because I'm certainly enjoying this season. We are currently the top of the leaderboard, so lots of time left in the season for that to change. Definitely need to keep the pedal down, foot on the gas, whatever the phrase is. I need to keep playing well, but I'm excited about where we're at right now, so I hope you guys are too. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.